Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fantasy Football Universe. I am your host, Aaron St Denis. Follow me everywhere at FF Mad Scientist. Not sure why my icon is coming up weird like that, but I'm joined by Jesse Moeller at JMoeller05. I have cut myself off in the camera. That's why somebody's been messing with my camera setup, you fucking guys. Anyways,
yeah. Hey, it's the Pirate League.
We are here to do the Pirate League, as Jesse has just said, and I'm going to do my best to not spend 15 rounds talking with with a pirate accent and in stupid pirate slang. So, what do we need to know here? Let's go through some of the settings. It is nothing too fancy. 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex of wide receiver, running back, tight end, a kicker, a defense, and what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bench spots. It is full PPR, tight end premium on, nothing outlandish here. It is your pretty much basic, boring settings because I didn't want to get too crazy because it's a Pirate League. The interesting thing here, like I said, we've got some bench spots. Going to get interesting. You might ask, what is a Pirate League? It's basically just your standard head-to-head fantasy league. The only difference is I'm going to avoid the guys with early bye weeks because you can really be out of this early. I know obviously the bye weeks don't start till week 4 or 5, but if I face Jesse week 1 and Jesse beats me, Jesse can force a trade of any player that was in my starting lineup for any player in his starting lineup. So I have done this in the past, and I have had lots of fun with these leagues. The only thing I will say, if you're doing a Pirate League, the problem is, see the 12 guys on this board, by week 5 or 6, 4 of them will no longer be playing because that's how Pirate Leagues are. You'll get to week 5 or 6, and there'll be a couple of 1 or 0 win teams, and they'll have no players left because they'll have lost their 6 best players, and they'll just say, fuck it. So that is the one downside. That's why it's redraft. I did play. Ryan McDowell did a variation of this for DLF as a dynasty league. Fuck, I hate that. It's almost pointless because if you lose to start off, you're dead halfway through the first season of a dynasty, and you want to go into a dynasty with a week 17 pirate roster where it's just stacked. I didn't see the point of it. I won't do a dynasty in this format ever again. So we're sticking to redraft. Like I said, nothing fancy here. Full PPR to kind of balance it. Tight end premium to balance it. Single QB. So obviously the QB should be going a little later here. We'll see how it goes.
I'm not seeing the tight end premium boost on the scoring settings, so you might want to double check that.
Can you go in and actually, no, I have to. Okay, so if anyone's watching, before we start this, where the hell? Anyways, assume it's tight end premium, guys. I'm going to queue this up. I will go in and alter it afterwards. But for now, I'm going to start this up, okay? So tight end premium, I will post in here. Tight end premium. Just so everyone knows. I will alter that while you guys are drafting, and let's roll. What are your thoughts here, Jesse?
It's interesting with the Pirate League situation. It's similar to a guillotine, except you're not getting eliminated, right? Like you're losing players and going there. So with these leagues, I'm curious if the backs go early. People love the running backs, and yep, this is how we do it. Yep, So these wide receivers are going to fall in this draft, and it's going to be a very interesting position. So,
I don't care.
If I end up with one of these elite wide receivers.
I don't care. Christian McCaffrey just fell to me at 2. I don't care. I'm happy.
I did not expect that. I get it. Like the Bijan and the Brees, like you can make the case for those guys, but you're just baking in the projection of that cost. I'm like, I'll just take the guy that's been the best fantasy asset we've seen the past decade. Like that just seems easy money.
So tight end premium is now been updated.
So weird.
Premium updated. There we go. So it is tight end premium. So like I said, I know in 1 QB, it's not going to be balanced for quarterbacks, but I'm trying to make it where everything else is sufficiently balanced. Running back always goes first, but with full PPR, wide receivers will get pushed up. And now with tight end premium, that should push the tight ends up. like I said, QBs are going to be punted. What are you looking here? You are on the clock at 107.
It's a really interesting spot. It's basically Brees or it's Justin Jefferson here for me, and those are the top two guys on the board. It really depends how I want to structure my build. So if I look down to the second round, like there's a lot better wide receivers are available than running back. So if I'm building this out, it almost makes sense to go Brees and just roll that because they're as much as I like Justin Jefferson, I think he's a special player. Like there is some question marks with this quarterback, right? So I'm going to do the thing where I take Brees here and see how this works out. I don't know how it's going to go, but running back's just not as deep as wide receiver either. So if I can get an elite running back, I'll take him here, and then we'll see what happens.
I agree. My initial thought was Justin Jefferson was the easy pick. You did slowly sell me on it because you are right. I do know, especially because the ones who have been falling for me have been Gibbs. I know we're going to tip our hand here, but it's a free league.
There he goes.
For me, It's been Gibbs and Taylor who have been the ones falling to the middle of the second round, who I would have been hoping for. But with one already gone off the board, I don't like your chances. What kind of rules for this draft? No, it is set your lineup. It is not best ball. It's just a regular league. Like I said, the only thing that's different, it is redraft. The only thing that's different is that if Jesse beats me week one, Jesse can steal one of my starters for one of his starters. So I have had a few times where.
Yeah.
What's that?
My question was going to be, can you do like a kicker? Can I trade my kicker to one of your starting players since we're saying
No. It had in the past we've done it because it gets too lopsided. You have to do position for position.
Okay. That makes sense.
Like I said, I lost my train of thought
there. Ooh, Barkley 111. Interesting.
Barkley, yeah. It's it's an interesting one, but the only thing I have done or I've seen done in the past is if you're week 7 and you've got a decent team, but you're going up against the guy who's 7-0 and he's got a juggernaut, put your players that you want to protect on the bench and just punt the week and then hope you don't play that team again. So
yes, that's the strategy aspect of it, which makes it interesting, right? Because you're like, I don't want to lose my best player here. So yeah, like I get it. When you look at projections, you're down by like 20 in the week. You're like, oh fudge, okay.
I've never done the zombie league, but I can assume it's similar. Like I said, I've done the Monster League, the Frankenstein League for toilets to titles. We're going to do that one, I think, next Saturday. I'm going to recap first round here. You going running back there looks like it paid off because all the ones I want are gone. So we go Bijan, CMC, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Chase, St. Brown, Hall, Jefferson, Gibbs, Garrett Wilson, Barkley, A.J. Brown, and we are back in the second round. So we've seen our first tight end off the board here. Tight end premium got pushed up a little bit, extra half-point PPR for it. Then Jonathan Taylor goes off the board. And like I said, the difference, I think with 1, 2, 3, 4, it's really for me, it's a top 6. I think it would have been top 5 for me because I have Barkley a tier down into this group here. So for me, it's a top 5, and you made sure you got one of the ones you want. Whereas wide receiver, I've still got, I guess there's 2 or 3. So either way, you're probably at the end of that tier. You might get a little lucky here, but there are more wide receiver options than there are, running back options. So I like your idea to pivot off of Jefferson here. And now, who are you hoping gets to you? Who did you?
That's going to have to be. I'm going to probably have to take Adams here. But
is that who you were hoping, or were you hoping for Puka and Harrison?
Puka was the guy I actually wanted. Like I have him a tier above Harrison and Adams. Like I have him in that top tier group. So Puka's the guy I wanted. But like with it starting 2 wide receiver, it kind of changes how I draft. If it was a start 3 wide receiver, I would go wide receiver early. Like get that elite wide receiver. But it's only start 2 wide receiver, right? So I'm not forcing the position because like when you look at who falls here, it's like Adams, London, Olave, a lot of good players. You could talk yourself into ETN, a chain. I'm not doing Ayuk. Like I'm not going to do that. Or you could go Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's the wild card of this group. If you want to look at the scoring differential at quarterback. So like that's the thing. Like you could go Josh Allen here and really go with it. I'm gonna lock up a wide receiver and then see who falls to their position. So I'm gonna take Adams. Like I'm just gonna roll Adams and go for it. But I know he's a little risky bet. But I just he's my guy. So I'm rolling.
I'm watching this draft go, and as I'm watching him sitting there, I'm going, "Ooh, I kind of think I like some of the running backs left on the board."
Yep.
There's a couple of receivers left here where I'm going, if they're the top ones on the board, I'll take them. But I'm secretly sitting here hoping, like Drake London, I'm secretly hoping Drake London gets picked before me because I don't want Drake London. I get he's probably the play here, but it's funny. I didn't even read that comment until after I said it, but I'm not really hoping for Drake London here. He scares the shit out of me.
Yeah,
If he gets to me, he's my pick, but I don't want him to be my pick.
He's so good. Yeah, I thought about going like a chain or one of those guys too, because like I have a chain higher than him and ETN or like Kyron. Like that was kind of that group, but I just wanted to lock up one of the truly elite wide receivers or like a guy I view that way. Like I could have gone double running back, but I don't like doing that start in this league. I'd rather get because then I'm moving into like the wide receiver like past Nico. It's talking about the Jalen Waddles, the Pittman, the Neighbors, and I don't like those guys in the wide receiver one. Like they feel really questionable to me at wide receiver one prices.
I'm really hoping this pick is Drake London.
Make him take Drake London. You'll be really happy. Oh yeah, Drake London, baby, let's go.
I don't know. I get Derek Carr sucks and you hate Derek Carr, but I think Olave is easily the best player on his team. Drake London might be the third best player on his team.
From target. Yeah, I think it's a similar bet you're making between those two guys, right?
You know what I'm going to do here then? I'm going to take Chris Olave, and either Drake London's going to get back to me or I'm forcing the guy on the turn to start with Falcon. So
there you go. You're like, that means you might as well just go that and then just go get Cousins later on. Just really go with it.
Because I don't care if you want London and you want that many Falcons, all yours, buddy. If he falls to me, I'll take him, but you are going to have to twist my arm to take Drake London here. That's what's going on here. If he takes
like the strategy.
London, yep. If he falls, that's fine. If not, whatever.
He's probably like, damn it, all the Falcons are mine now. Which is why I was surprised why he went with he goes Kelsey. Interesting.
I thought he was gonna go Pitts.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Just really go into it.
Like he goes quarterback, Mahomes here to stack.
Maybe. I think taking if you're passing wide receiver here, you're gonna wait till the 4-12. I think you kind of need to take wide receiver because it's a massive drop off of wide receiver. We're talking well below those guys. You know what I mean? If you look at who's available at 4-12, we're talking the Zay Flowers and those types, and it's I don't want that guy's in the wide receiver one. The running back depth is a lot better at that point. He goes Debo. Interesting. I did not expect that. I love
son of a bitch.
Then London's yours. Let's go.
Fuck me. I didn't want to, but I guess.
They're both really, really good wide receivers.
Yeah, you twisted my arm. I have to at that point. I should have taken him 5 picks earlier, like Jamie said. But when he falls to me, after I force it and he falls to me, hey, what's up? I have to kind of take him. I'm going to recap the second here. It went Laporta, JT, Nakua, Kyron, Marvin Harrison, Devontae Adams, Travis Etienne. I've been doing too much college, and I almost said Trevor Etienne. Josh Allen, Devon Achane, Isaiah Pacheco, Olave, and Kelsey. So through 2 rounds, we have 2 tight ends and a quarterback off the board. In the 3rd round, we have another tight end and another quarterback going off the board. I was thinking quarterback at my spot, but then I was like, it's single QB.
Yeah, I'm going to punt it. I like the options late at quarterback. As long as you get in the top 12 quarterbacks, I think you're good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, follow you, baby. I got 2 guys I really like here, so I'm getting one of them, so I'll be happy with that. Yep, there we go. Well, I was going to do Henry, but now I'm just going to take Nico because I forget that Nico was stud, and I'm being in this range. I don't want to do Ayuk. That we talked about the target competition and how hard it is for him. He was incredibly efficient on 105 targets. Can he get to 130 targets on offense? I have no way of knowing that, and I don't want to bet on it. I'm trusting Nico. He's the wide receiver one on the offense. I know you guys talked about on your show with SC, but I'm just I've been poison pilled by Nico, so I'm going to take him here because I don't really like the running backs in this range. Jacobs seems like he's overvalued. We get down a little bit. It's like Rashad Wyatt. There's question marks. So, yeah, I'm just going to go Nico here and just roll it.
Henry was the guy I wanted, but he didn't get to you. But I suspect you're kind of like me where you've done no real prep and you're just kind of winging it for this one and letting the board come to you because I don't think either of us expected to start running back, receiver, but we both started the exact same way here. So, fuck it.
Baby.
That was the value that came to me. Like I said, they literally forced me to take Drake London about 6 picks after he showed.
I like the strategy. Yeah, I didn't really want to do on the tight ends because I thought about it, but once Andrews went, I was like, then I gotta reach for Pitts or reach for one of these guys a little bit. So I was like, I'll just wait. I'll just take the best wide receiver on the board and go from there.
I will just wait. I was thinking to say a tight end. I wasn't really considering. I would have I was going to wait. And I said, if one of them gets back to me, cool. I'll take one of the top 4. If not, I'll wait and I'll get someone in the group of 5 to 10. Once we've got these 4, really, it's all one big group here. Kincaid, Pitts, Kittle, Engram, and Njoku. I don't have Bowers in that group. So out of the next 6 or 7, there's 5 where I all view them pretty much equally. So I'm cool just letting whoever falls follow me, and we'll go with that.
For me, it's Kincaid and Pitts. Like those guys are above the others, and that's my bias on those two players. But I just think they're really good players in good situations. So we'll see. I mean, it could happen for Ingram again, right? Like BTJ struggling off the gate. Ingram could be the guy that's the one again. But the difference with and without Kirk was shocking. Like his production dramatically increased. So I think he's going to come back down there this year.
Gotta love full PPR where it's wide receiver heavy. I was just talking about it the other day where my first year where I really did this for like not content or writing or whatever, took it seriously, was probably 2020. And I remember, you remember back then the days where the first 12 picks, 9 of them were running backs? I remember those days. It seems so long ago.
Yeah, like we only see, 5 running backs in the first 12? Like that is – the pick that surprises me is Barkley. Like I would not take Barkley in the first round just because I think the ceiling isn't there. He's more floor play just based on who his quarterback is and situation talent. But yeah, like you see the wide receivers getting pushed up, and it's like it makes sense, right? Because the wide receivers just seem much safer bets, which is weird to say. But like you get Jefferson, you get Wilson. The Garrett Wilson pick is actually like that's pretty high for Garrett Wilson. That's wide receiver 6, 2, 4. Yeah, that's 6. So that's pretty high for him.
Wide receiver heavy third round consists of Debo, Drake London, Trey McBride, Mahomes, Mark Andrews, Derrick Henry, Nico Collins, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Pittman. I like him there. Josh Jacobs, Mike Evans, and Jalen Waddle. And we start up the 4th round here with a Joe Mixon pick. At this point, literally, like I said, it's kind of like Scott Fishbowl. I get Scott Fishbowl only had 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, and a shitload of flexes, but there's not really, like you said, it's not 3 receiver, it's only 2. So I'm at the point where I'm kind of just going to come back, especially with single QB, the tight ends being gone. Whatever gets to me in value is where I'm going. If you told me with this 4th round pick what position I would take, I couldn't tell you what I'm looking for right now. It's kind of who falls to me. I can tell you as I'm looking, I don't love this group of receivers here. I don't mind some of the running backs. I don't particularly like the top tight ends on the board, and I do like the quarterback. So right now for me, I'm looking quarterback, running back, but having, 4 or 5 of these guys watching the show, that will probably get depleted pretty quickly. So I guess we'll
yeah, like I could technically go for the stack if I wanted to get Stroud because I don't think anybody's going to reach for Stroud. But yeah, I had a feeling Hurts was going to go because he should not be going basically that far behind Allen and Mahomes. Like, you know what you're getting for Hurts. And then Lamar's going to go probably because somebody wants Lamar. But yeah, it's like I would be shocked if he makes it to you.
He's not. Like, he's not. But that's the top player on my board right now is Lamar.
Yeah, like
which is fun because it's single QB. If you gave me the choice, I honestly think I might. If Lamar gets to me, I might be happy momentarily, but 5 rounds, I'll look back and go, fuck, I wish Lamar had fallen or hadn't fallen.
I'm going to wait on quarterback. Because, like, the last time we did the draft, we went early, and I did not like that. So, I'm like, I went too. Yeah. I was like, we're such that. Like, I'm going to force myself to take Rachaad White here, but I really do not like Rachaad White. So, that's what I'm struggling with. But to your point, these wide receivers, it's like, dude, it's a lot of guys that I don't really want to bet. I don't mind Malik Neighbors as my wide receiver 3, but, like, man – it's Kincaid. I think Kincaid's a really good pick here. Pitts. I might do the Neighbors experience and just go with him because I have basically no Neighbors like anywhere. Like I have not been able to get Neighbors, so I want to see him on the roster. I can flex him. Yeah, right. We're gonna just run the Malik Neighbors experience and go for it. But actually, no, fuck it. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna go the Houston Texans. Let's go, baby. We're going all Texans.
You just have an argument with yourself and end up.
Yeah, you like that? I literally just went in and talked myself in and out of like 4 players.
I guess you're aiming for CJ Stroud next round, hey?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're probably aiming for Stroud, but I'm at the point where I think Lamar's easily the best player left on my board. But it's a case of I hope he doesn't get to me. Because I have no intention of drafting a quarterback here, but if he gets to me, I almost feel like I'm forced into like if Hurts had fallen to me, I feel like I'm almost forced into taking him, but I kind of hope Lamar doesn't get there.
Yeah, like I just want to have a little fun with that pick. So I was like, you know what? Let's take a couple takes and see how this goes.
Sick son of a bitch.
I like to live dangerously, folks. I will tell you that. And especially these free leagues where it's just like just have a little fun.
I'm going to draft Stroud just so you can't stack him.
Yeah, because I don't. So what I'm trying to do with this is like I'm basically going to push Stroud as far as I can and see who ends up reaching for him because there's no like stack for them unless they go Diggs a little bit later. But like my thought process is similar to best ball. If you take the assets attached to that player, then you're going to force him to get pushed down because who wants to start him like solo? Like you don't want to go naked Stroud on your roster. That just doesn't sound fun at all.
So I was torn between quarterback, who I don't want to take, and running back. But the 2 running backs I wanted went in the 3 picks before me. Yeah, I wanted Cook, then I wanted White. Now I'm I think I'm priced into taking Lamar Jackson here, but I almost want to push this until it comes back around at my next pick. And if this guy in the end takes Lamar, I think I'm just going to fuck you over and take Stroud just for kicks, just to be a dick.
I'll be like, no. It'll be fun. It'll be good content. I know that much. Well, who are you going to take if you pass on Lamar here?
If I nobody, that's the problem. That's why I'm going to take Lamar, because as I started scrolling, as I shit talk you, I'm scrolling down and I'm going, I don't want him. I don't want him.
I was like, are you going to take
just fucking take Lamar? Yeah, so I said, I'm like, I'll take Lamar. Then I was like, Cup, Kamara, Smith, Flowers, Walkman.
Interesting.
Never mind. I'll just take Jackson. Okay, so that kind of scares me because I don't want to push tight end too much further, because there were 3 I would have taken and 1 just went off the board. So I'm going to pivot here and take George Kittle.
Son of a bitch.
Because if Kittle and who's left? And Ingram go, then I'm praying Njoku gets to me, and I don't feel nearly as confident. So I just went.
I don't mind Ferguson, to tell you the truth. Like I think he's fine. Like there's no one outside Lamb that I don't. Brandon Cooks is cooked. Like there's just nobody else in the offense. So I don't mind Ferguson as the cheapest of those guys. But yeah, you feel a lot better about a Kitts or a Pittle or Kincaid and those guys for sure. Njoku, same thing.
Ooh, have you been looking at any of your bye weeks? Because I haven't. All mine, I have 2 in week 9, 2 in week 12.
So
oh, yeah. Yours are all late, though, too. You're 10, 12, 14, 14, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to need to find a new quarterback at some point. So
because the key in this, that's the other one. Like, don't be drafting that injury stash, where it's Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to draft him in the 8th round because he could be – it's 6 points for passing time.
Yeah, 6 points, Jimmy.
Yeah. Don't draft the injured guy who you're hoping, you get him in the 8th round and you're hoping he comes back, because he won't be any good to you. And if you start 0-3, your team could be dead long before your star gets back. So I'm avoiding anyone who won't play the first month of the season. And I guess buys aren't as much of a concern because it's week 5.
Yeah.
By then you should be all right, But
so.
like I said, I'm avoiding. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head who's nursing an injury right now that might not be ready to start here. Obviously Hawkinson, but that doesn't count because he's.
Yeah, I'm like usually they have a little like red symbol by their name, but I don't see.
I don't think of anyone.
Hollywood's questionable. Shocking. Hollywood Brown's always injured. What's new?
Yeah.
Nick Chubb, Jonathan, like all those guys. Yeah, the running backs. But yeah, surprisingly not a lot of injuries. That's good.
Couple of the quarterbacks scare me too, like Cousins and Rodgers. Even Jonathan Brooks, there's one. The guys where they're supposed to be ready for week 1, but are they a full go come week 1? I guess I should recap here. Round 4 went Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, Jalen Hurts, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Tank Dell, Dalton Kincaid, James Cook, Malik Neighbors, Rashad White, Lamar Jackson, Alvin Kamara. So after 4 rounds, we had 5 tight ends, 4 quarterbacks, and the rest running back, wide receiver. Don't forget kicker defense. I know we both did this last draft where we got halfway through it and we're like, fuck, kicker defense. My bad. And then as I say that, obviously we have 2 more tight ends go in the 5th round to start off. So we're up to, what's that, 7 now? Yeah, 7.
So what's interesting for this stack is I have Anthony Richardson very much over CJ Stroud, but I have stacked here. So it's basically like I got to just go against my rankings and go Stroud here. And it's 6-point passing touchdown, so I actually don't mind it. But I don't like the running backs available. The wide receivers, it's like they're fine. And the tight end, I kind of want to push tight end a little bit, but so I'm gonna go Stroud and just live with that and see how that goes. This will be my first Stroud bit. So
week 14 is gonna be fun for you. Your entire team's on bye.
I'm gonna start feeling it's like towards week 10 if I'm still alive.
And see, there goes Ingram. So that's why I didn't want to punt tight end, because Ingram was the last of the tight ends that I feel confident in.
I like those top 3. I'm fine with those. If they get past,
I don't want Bowers.
I don't mind Bowers, but I like Njoku and Ferguson are fine for me. Like those guys are fine. When we get to the late tight end, I don't want to do Goddard. I don't want to do Hawkinson. Deal with that. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went in with no intention of stacking, but I was like, let's just have some fun. Let's go do something different from what I've done. So, because I've been anti-strat this entire time, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta go different. And I could look like an idiot by week 5, so we'll see.
I don't think we have to wait for week 5 for you to look like an idiot.
Week 1, put up 10 points. All right, guys, see you later. Oh man,
good times.
Yes.
All right, T. Higgins.
Yep.
The wide receivers just continue to go.
They're so good. Like the depth on wide receivers is absurd. Like Zay Flowers is a good pick. Pickens, whichever Chicago wide receiver you like there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get whatever's going on with Jordan Addison. But like, you go down, you get Godwin, guy we like. It's just the depth of wide receiver is truly absurd.
I don't even know. Like, I'm looking at the board. I know I don't even really start planning this pick out because we've got another, 12 before it gets to me. But this is a spot this is where I wish I waited on quarterback, because we get to a spot here where I'm like, no. I'm looking at these players and I'm going, I don't really want any of these guys. It's just, there's a real ugly spot in the draft where it's like guys where it's okay, I'll probably flex them, but I don't really want any of these guys.
Yeah, I think this is the part of the draft that kind of makes or break it. Because when the first couple rounds, you know what you're getting. You're getting studs, right? Maybe somebody flops or whatever it is. But like this range, somebody's going to take a massive step forward in this range and be a true difference maker. Somebody's going to faceplant. So like if you hit on that, you'll feel great. If you faceplant, you're like, oh no. So this is always the point of drafts where you make or break your drafts.
Round 5 recap: Kyle Pitts, George Kittle, Cooper Kupp, Devonta Smith, Ken Walker, Amari Cooper, C.J. Stroud, Evan Engram, Christian Kirk, T. Higgins, Anthony Richardson, and George Pickens. So you have made 5 picks. 3 of them are in the Houston Texans. Always a bold strategy. It's psycho. I have 2 Niners and 2. Oh, no, I don't. I don't have 2 Saints or 2 Falcons. I just have 2 with the same bye week.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Good.
I was like, man, I should have just taken Mixon and just really gone for it. Just with everybody else in. Like, let's go, baby.
Mixon and go for it. You're sick son of a bitch. Aaron Jones. That's interesting. I didn't see Jones going that high.
I didn't either. But yeah, if I'm
he's highest on the board, but he normally falls.
Yeah, I know. Fancy Pros likes him, but I'm like, oh, no thanks, man. I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to do the Aaron Jones experience. He just feels like a guy that's going to be in a timeshare on a worse offense and might get like more work stolen from him. So if he doesn't get the touchdowns, I'm like, it's real difficult for him to pay off. I much prefer Connor if I'm going between those 2 backs.
Me too.
But like Connor's another guy, same situation, right? He's dealing with that whole stuff. He's been more of a volume guy, so that's always what it is.
And we've slowed down. I think
you want to know who Fantasy Pros is telling me the top player to take? Ramondre Stevenson. Get out of here, Fantasy Pros. Stop doing this to me. I was looking at it, I was like, what? No, I don't want to take Ramondre here. Well, thank you.
I don't mind Ramondre. I think he's somewhere I'm going to push him a little further and see if he falls.
That's the thing. Like, I'm going to wait if I'm taking him. Like, there's
Montgomery.
Yeah, Monty's not bad. I might just go another one of my guys and go with Dunze here just for fun. But like the bye week on Dunze is a little bit early. If I took Flowers, that's a bunch of guys on week 14, so I'm not doing the Flowers thing, even though no, it's that or I take the tight end here, because if I don't take Ferguson or like I could push it, and almost all of these guys have tight end. So unless we're doing the tight end premium and really going for it,
Freiermuth.
Freiermuth isn't bad. I like him later. I just don't want to.
You got to take a tight end here if you want someone who doesn't suck.
Yeah, like I said,
Ferguson. Well, I guess you like Bowers, so maybe.
I like Bowers. I think Ferguson's fine. I hate clicking this button this early. So I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. But it is tight end premium, so these points are not accurate, right? So they're gonna boost. All right, whatever. I'm just gonna go with the room. We'll figure it out later. This is what I call a my guy draft. So that's what we're doing here, folks. Getting my guys.
Well, the good news is if it doesn't work out for you, you might not have to stick around long. You may be one of those people not playing come week 4.
Yes, I think Stevenson has upside shot that I don't see Montgomery has in year 2. Like, I think with Monty, it's very much a floor play. I mean, there's obviously an injury, but we're not going to, count the injury situation because injuries or whatever. I think Stevenson gives you a shot to be more volume, a better back overall. Like, I think he has the upside to be a top back. I would be shocked if Monty's a top 12 back this year. Like, I don't see that happening unless he gets a million touchdowns, which I don't know. They were using Gibbs down the goal line last year too, so I just don't see it with Monty. But I think Monty's a good floor play.
Godwin was who I was looking at, only because there's not really anyone worth looking at. I don't really want any.
You know what you're going to take? A guy that's buried that you love in wide receiver.
Yeah, not this early, though. This is a sixth round.
You can get him on the turn back. You can come back on him.
No, fuck that. Normally, I don't look for him till the 8-9 turn. I realize you're going to take him at 7.7, but I don't want him in the 7th round.
One QB, though. He's going to go earlier than that. I mean, if you want to make sure you get him, I would take him in the 7th. If not, he probably won't come back in the 8th. So, but there's a million good wide receivers, so I would not be too worried about it.
I don't like any of these fucking guys. These running backs look ugly.
I think Zay Flowers is a good pick here. Like, I like the upside bet on Zay.
I think Stevenson gets more volume, but Montgomery has more touchdown upside and overall upside.
Yeah. I just don't. I just think Stevenson has the more upside. Like, I think what it is year 2 is Gibbs year. Like, I fully am baking that in with Gibbs and taking on a bigger role. So I think Monty is going to be a guy you can probably flex. But, I would not be super happy about having him as my RB2. I would just feel a little skeptical about it.
I had this conversation on my Detroit Lions preview the other day with Jack Kavanaugh, and we were talking about it. I like Monty. I know everyone's saying, what if he gets 40% of the touches? Who cares? That Detroit offense is a massive pie, and it's only being cut into 4 or 5 slices. So I don't care. I like it. I do not, however, like the running backs currently on the board. This is ugly.
That's why we grab the elite ones. So you don't have to worry about it, right? I mean, in this range, there are guys we've been talking about Najee nonstop, all of that. But there's risk with him. They all have risk attached to them. I think theoretically, it's Stevenson's top guy for me if you're going to go running back.
Yeah, that's who my top guy was too. I don't want it. I don't like it.
Sometimes you just got to take the ugly pick. You're like, you know what? And this is what I struggle with the most. Taking the guy that you're like, it's the ugly pick, but take him. You'll probably be okay, with Stevenson, because that offense is being priced at its floor. So if they outperform that, Stevenson's a guy that could massively outexceed expectations. I think he's just got to stay healthy, like every other back. So it's interesting looking at some of these builds. With we got the double tight end from the 101, heavy wide receiver like myself. So we got out your league with 4 wide receivers. Couple guys, Vince got 4 wide receivers. I don't think anyone's gone 3 running backs, which surprises me.
Let me recap the 6th round here quickly.
Whoa.
We have Aaron Jones, James Conner, David Njoku, Joe Burrow, David Montgomery, Rome Odunze, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, Zay Flowers, Dak Prescott, Ramondre Stevenson, and Jaden Reed. We are back at it here in the 7th. What were you oohing to? Back-to-back quarterback picks?
I don't understand that pick at all. Why take Kyler there?
He definitely could have used a receiver, I guess.
Running back. I just with those 2 quarterbacks, you're basically going to be just struggling each week who to play. I have Kyler above him, but I just don't see that really hurts your roster overall from construction because you're betting against Dak Prescott by taking Kyler Murray there. So that strategy just never makes sense to me because you can't play both of them at the same time. So that's the whole thing. I would personally.
He took a second quarterback before 3 teams took a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's not typically great.
It just seems like an odd decision in one QB. Personally, that's not the thing I'm doing. Let's see what the chat
Maybe he doesn't realize I do have it set to single QB, right? Yeah, there's no super flex.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's a very surprising pick.
No idea. Now, this is the point where I normally start scrolling through the board to bookmark the guys that I have buried that I don't want that I don't want to forget are there. But you can see my board, so I can't exactly do that. So I have to remember it in my fucking head. This is the worst part about hosting the sleeper draft because I can't start. You can see the guys I'm starring for the later rounds, which is why I had to take Deontay earlier because you brought up Deontay on the show. And I was hoping I always look at him at the 8-9 turn here. So.
Yeah, Aaron nails it. It's bold. That's a nice way to put it. I just don't get it. So You know what? You got to do you. If you like it, you like it. All right, cool. I guess you guys are going to let me take one of these tight ends because nobody took a tight end. So guess what? We're taking a tight end here, folks. Let's go. Bowers is really interesting, but I'm going to take Ferguson. I know what I'm getting out of Ferguson. I think Bowers is more of the upside shot, though. I think he has a higher ceiling, but the floor's a lot lower. So I'm going to go Ferguson here.
Certainly getting interesting here.
Yeah, now I like the Najee in the 7th. Like I prefer that pick to actually David Montgomery. Like I would rather have Najee. But yeah, I think that's good value. These wide receiver or running backs in this range, they're all pretty good value. It's just there's risk attached to all of them, right?
Oops.
So it's like
I did not mean to click off that. My bad. That's my
You're like, you don't get to see who I'm starring.
Got a little click happy there and made our fucking board disappear.
I was like, what happened? Yeah, so this will be forward. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, interesting. So outside of our strategy, like teams, whose strategy do you like so far? Or I mean, you can talk shit about my roster if you really want to. I'm fine with that.
I don't love 2 tight ends. I don't love 2 quarterbacks. I don't know. I'm looking. I don't mind this Brad Ray Lucas build here, although I don't love the last 2 receivers. I like the strategy. Don't necessarily love the players. I like this team here, not too Vince Mapstone. I like the strategy. I just, once again, the running backs kind of get dicey. I like this one here, Gibbs, Kyron. I don't know. I typically like the builds here where they punted quarterback and tight end, but I don't know. I like this one, Barkley, Taylor, Evans, Diggs. If the old guys can keep it going, that's not a bad start.
Right, solid. I like it. You can talk yourself into a lot of these rosters, like Brown, Laporta, Waddle. If Mixon's fine, like what you're gonna. I actually like at that out of the 112. Like personally, I would take someone else besides AJ Brown, but overall, that build's fun. The Chase Allen Andrews stack, like really out the gate, that crew is really fun. And then if you get Cook and Walker doing their thing, because you got Godwin, and we like Godwin, right? So I like what Out of Your League's doing, even though they're on auto pick. So we'll see how it goes.
I was gonna say I like that team, and then I realized they're on auto pick. So I'm like, I can't really say good
well.
auto pick team. So like that's kind of shitty. It's an auto pick. So
yeah.
I'm trying to move our icons here out of our cameras out of the way and just position them above our board. So let's recap here. The 7th round: Jordan Love, Deontay Johnson, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Swift, Xavier Worthy, Keenan Allen, Jake Ferguson, Najee Harris, Zamir White, Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, Rashee Rice. That is a round of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks, maybe 4 or 5 picks where I actually like him, and the others I'm just like, nope, don't want him. So that's gross. Yeah, that happens. There's not much left here.
Yep. It'd be like that sometimes.
What round are we in here? We're about the halfway point.
Yeah, we're in the 8th round.
We're halfway there. Right.
There goes Bowers. I like that pick there. Like I'm more bullish on Bowers, but like he feels like the last guy you could confidently project into some decent workload. It's just you don't trust the quarterback. We'll see how it works with that offense, but like I don't mind diving into the uncertainty of those players. I took a ton of risk already, so that's why I took Ferguson. I'm taking a more safer player. If I had a different build where I had more guys I was a little more confident in their floor, I probably would take Bowers.
Let's see. I look at my board number. I don't really have any glaring need. I'd love to add a running back here. There aren't any. As I say that, I think I got a couple of players who just popped into my head. I don't want to bring them up on the board and tip you motherfuckers.
Yeah, I got a guy I'm targeting. I'm sure you know who it is. So
I'm sure it's probably the guy I was about to pick, but we'll see.
Yep. JSN's an interesting pick there. I actually like JSN. I think
I do too. He's somewhere I think he's being undervalued.
Yep. Like you can attack the Seattle offense pretty cheap. Like he's obviously I'm surprised he took Burrow there because like you have DK, then you take JSN, but I mean you're not stacking Burrow with anyone, so I'm surprised they're doing that. All right, I'm taking my running back here. Like we're going to do it.
Yeah, that's who I thought you were going. It's not who I want.
I love me some Jay Brooks.
I worry he's not ready to go early in the season full speed.
Yeah, I'm just going to take other running backs after that. So it's like we'll just kind of insulate it.
I know the 2 I want, and I will not say them because
there's another running back I really like who we've talked about a lot, but I'm curious to see who you end up taking.
We're going to see if I get either of the 2 I'm looking at here.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, this range of wide receivers is really interesting too because there's a lot of upside shots. Like you're talking about whatever's going on with Addison, but like I don't know why he's projected above these guys. But BTJ, Lad McConkey, Keon Coleman, like there's a lot of upside shots in this range. So this is kind of after the Hopkins and all those guys go.
Ooh, and so far both of the running backs have gotten back to me. It just means I'm going to be fucking sniped here at the last minute.
Hey, at least you get the option of one of them, right? So if you like two guys, you get one.
I am getting one of them, that's for sure.
I think I know the running back you're thinking of.
He's already on the board.
He's the top guy on the Fancy Pros one for me. I'm like, yep. Moss.
Is that who you thought I was taking?
No, I thought you were going Warren. Are you worried at all about Chase Brown running with the ones and getting more work the last week? Because there's been a ton of hype about him.
It's the 8th round. So no, not really. Not really. Now will the other running back I want. What's that?
I said you haven't moved him down in your rankings at all, have you?
No, not really. I don't know. I don't think Brown profiles as a 1. I just in the time where Moss has been an injury 1, I think he was far better than Brown projects to be. Mm-hmm. Hubbard wasn't the guy. Let's see if my other running back gets to me. I'm gonna have to fucking scroll down for him.
Hubbard's an interesting pick there.
I think Hubbard might be more valuable the first month of the season, and both my guys got to me.
I like BTJ there. Jerome Ford. Yep, you're getting. This is I have heavy wide receiver here, so I'm just gonna absolutely hammer running back down the stretch because I'm not taking more wide receivers. I got plenty of them, unless one of these really good wide receivers falls, which is possible, but I don't see the point in really hammering those. So I'm shifting my draft from here on out. It's interesting to think this process through with another take an upside quarterback late too, particularly with where these guys are going. That strategy has appealed to me. So for instance, you take another quarterback late, snipe one of these teams, and that was hoping to get a late quarterback. So could go that rate.
Who's going to get auto picked here? Either Addison or McConkey? Is that who's going to give them?
Yeah, sure. That's rough. Because we know he's getting suspended. We know for a fact he's getting suspended by the team, if not the NFL.
I don't know. You never know. Might be the same with Rice. I've been saying it's gonna be like Kamara, and it's not gonna play out till next year. So I don't mind the value, but in this league, it's not really worth the risk because if he does get suspended, keep in mind it's an auto pick on a team that now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receivers and 9 picks. That's an interesting draft.
There goes Jaden Daniels, the upside shot I was talking about. That's a really good job of punting the position and getting a guy who gives you upside. So we talked about this numerous times, but we keep falling for these quarterbacks. We're like, you know what? That's a good strategy. So well done to Brad doing that. I just keep drafting Tajay Spears nonstop. So Javonte is an interesting pick here. I actually don't mind him, but I love Tajay too much. He is an early buy, but this is my RB3. I don't care so much. So I'm taking Tajay.
I've cooled on Javonte lately because it sounds like he's going to be out of town, which I guess it could be a benefit. If he goes to Dallas, I like that there. I think he could be Dallas.
Benjamin Albright's been talking about that was just kind of more smoke than anything else. He's running with the ones. I really think it's just how much volume can he get in that offense? I think is more because it sounds like Peter Ryan's on his way out. And maybe that's what happens. Who knows? But if Javonte gets cut and he goes Dallas or something, you talk yourself into that for sure. It'd be the best running back to have. I just don't know.
Let's see. Did we recap? Okay, so the 8th round was Raheem Mostert. I like the value there. I think he's a 50-50, and Achane is way overvalued. Brock Bowers, Nick Chubb, who I think is way overvalued. That's why I took Jerome Ford. JSN, way undervalued. Brock Purdy's nice value. Jonathan Brooks, I like. I don't know if I love him in this format. You have a little more faith he'll be ready. I like Chubbard better because I think, he gets a lot of early work, and that's going to be important here. Then we have D-Hop, Christian Watson, Hollywood Brown, Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, and Chuba Hubbard. And we are about halfway through the 9th round right now. This one, what did I say? It goes 16?
I think it's
15. It's 15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah.
Lad McConkey's been the top guy on the board for 6 rounds, it seems.
Yeah, I'm surprised he kept
finally won.
That's just you got to take the value of that. Like we talked about, we were talking about Palmer as the other option. And I was I like Palmer late as one of the late picks in your draft. Getting him, I think that's a really good value too. But yeah, with the double tight ends, interesting. But I mean, in this range of the draft, I actually don't mind. I know you hate Goddard, but I don't mind getting another tight end who you could flex if you really want to.
I've always been out on Goddard. When Goddard was valued as a top 5 tight end, I thought he should have been valued more like 10th. Now that he's being valued more like 10th, I think he should be valued more like 20th. So, yeah, I'm kind of out on Goddard.
Yeah,
Let's see.
It's just tough for him, man. It's just like he gets squeezed. Like if he was in Dallas and flips, like I think people would be it'd make a lot more sense. Like if you swapped him and Ferguson, then yeah, it'd make a lot more sense. But like he's
oh, that's who I was hoping would get to me. But the 9th round is Brian Thomas Jr., Jerome Ford, Romeo Dobbs, Jordan Addison, Jalen Warren, Jaden Daniels, Tyjae Spears, Gus Edwards, Dalton Schultz, Ladd McConkey, Dallas Goedert, and Keon Coleman. I think the value there is good. I like Keon Coleman over a lot of the other rookie receivers. I like the talent, but it's more the opportunity. Like I have him considerably higher than McConkey. So I really like that one.
I think the other like wide receiver who we've gotten a lot of hype out of the last like week or so, Xavier Leggett. I think that's another guy like you could take an upside shot and talk yourself into. It's just the offense is so much worse in Carolina compared to Buffalo. So yeah, but I like that's why he's later, so it makes sense. But I like both of those guys taking a shot and seeing if it works out because there's a pathway for both of them, man.
I know exactly where I'm going with my next pick. We will see. I'm sure you've been in enough of these drafts with me to know where I'm going in the double-digit rounds. But don't you say the insanity I'm about to unleash. You know exactly where I'm fucking going, though, because you know my MO.
Yeah, like I'm the guy I'm about to take here who is well down in ADP, so I don't expect him to get taken. We'll see. I've grown more bullish on as the season's gone on. Initially, I was like, now I'm like, yeah, I'm in on that. So we'll see. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But, like, just looking at the positions available, there's still a lot of good quarterbacks here, man. Like, we're talking, you take the upside shot of the rookie. You could go the veterans. You got a guy who's potentially going to run more. You got Trevor Lawrence coming. Like, there's all these quarterbacks up until, like, I don't know why Baker's where he's at, but, like, you can go ways down, find some good quarterbacks still. So
I'm doing
I wonder when they're going to go.
I'm doing another draft, and I just got a notification I was on the clock. And I'm sitting here and I'm scrolling and I'm going, I'm in need of a wide receiver. We're in the 11th round. And I'm scrolling and all of a sudden my eyes light up and I'm like, Chris Godwin's still available in the 11th round?
That's wild.
Wow. It was one of those times where I had to smash the button, but I had to do it carefully because I didn't want to accidentally miss and draft the wrong player. But I was like, Chris Godwin, how is he still available? Anyway, sorry, I've gotten sidetracked here.
Yeah, that's a guy in there. That's the guy who I'm more bullish on. Like, I don't know why Eckler's going above him in drafts. It makes no sense.
We are a couple of picks here away from me unleashing my
Unleash the fury, baby. Unleash it. Be like, yes.
We're going to go Wise the Rum Gone Pirate level here.
Yeah, I don't think you were going for Zeke there, so I think we're fine.
No, I'm not. I'm going to – once this pick is made, you're going to tell me who my pick is because I'm sure you figured it out, but don't say it just yet. Let Queddle go here.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm blanking on who it is. I know it. I just like I'm looking and I don't see the guy, so I feel like I'm just missing who the guy is. I'm glazing right past him
because you're on the wrong tab of the rankings.
I probably am. So yeah, I'm trying to go through.
Come on, let's go, Queddle. I want to pull the trigger here. I'm always the first.
Fire the pirate guns when you take them. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm blanking on who it is. The kicker. I wasn't even thinking about kicker. That's why I couldn't figure it out. I was like, who is this guy in the flex he's taking? Like, no, he's getting his man. Get your. I'm surprised you. Why'd you go? Because you have Lamar. That's
because I have 900 shares of Brandon Aubrey, and I got to take Justin. What?
I was gonna say because like you have Lamar earlier. That's why.
Because I always draft one of the first 3 kickers off the board. So I always have Brandon Aubrey, Tucker, or Butker. So I'm like, let's just go Tucker here. Had you said that, I wasn't paying attention and I forgot I had Lamar. I wish I had gone. What's Dallas week 7? Yeah, I kind of wish I had gone Aubrey now. But
oh well, I mean, you got Tucker. He's super good. Here's the fun question. I would not do this deal. Would you trade the Hurts for Lamar? Personally, I would not. I think Hurts is going to give you more rushing volume, more stats. Personally, where are you at between those two guys?
That's tough.
Yeah, I have Hurts above, a tier above. So, I'm not doing that.
Let me continue the madness, then I'll think about that.
Make your pick. Oh, are you going defense too? Oh, the draft's going to go bonkers.
I hate the way they do their rankings here, but let's go with the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, that was my madness. I'm going defense, kicker 1, defense 1. But okay, what was it? Hurts or Lamar in a dynasty? I just want to check a couple of things here. Player card. Lamar is 27. Jalen Hurts is 25. I would take Jalen Hurts because I'm under the assumption that rushing quarterbacks fall off with the rushing production like running backs do. So I want, in this case where I think they're pretty much even all around, I'm going to take the younger one because I think Lamar is closer to the end of his high-end rushing production than Hurts is. Granted, Lamar had a higher rushing floor than Hurts did. Hurts had more of a goal line back role where Jackson's never really been the goal line back. That could change now with, Kelsey gone and maybe no tush push, but I think it's close. I think I prefer Hurts.
Yeah.
Is that who you went with?
Yeah, I have Hurts. I have a tier above. Like we haven't seen Lamar hit that ceiling that we had in 2019 since he did that. Like he just needed the passing touchdowns, and I don't think they're going to happen. I think with Hurts, with Kellen Moore coming over, I think he boosts Hurts up. So I think Hurts outscored him last year. He's going to outscore him again, and I think he has a chance to hit a ceiling case this year with that offense in 2024. So I'm excited for Hurts. I would put him as my QB3, and he's like locked into QB3 in Dynasty for me.
That pick,
so
I don't mind that Hawkinson pick there if you can just survive long enough with Schultz. He gets back. But round 10, we had Tua, Eckler, Caleb Williams, Blake Corum, Curtis Samuel, Brian Robinson, Jared Goff, Jamison Williams, Zeke Elliott, Cortland Sutton, Justin Tucker as the first kicker, Jerry Jeudy. Then we go to round 11 as Trey Benson, the Cowboys, as me taking the DST one to go with the kicker one. Khalil Shakir, Javonte Williams, that's solid value for an auto pick team. So he still ends up with 2 probably starting running backs here. That's kind of lovely out of the guy who punted because he's auto pick. Freiermuth, I like the value there. Jalen Wright, not a fan there. There's too many mouths to feed until someone gets hurt. Charbonnet, Chase Brown, TJ Hawkinson's good if he can get by till he's healthy. Xavier Legette, Tyler Lockett, and we have 15 seconds on the last pick of the 11th round. Let's see where he goes. What did you take with your last pick? Oh, Charbonnet.
Charbonnet. Yeah, I'm in on him. I'm in on pushing Walker for the RB1 job there.
Cole Kmet ends the 11th round, the tight end that I'm completely out on after being a Cole Kmet stan for the last few years, but I guess tight end got ugly. So what's that?
Tight end is really ugly. Right? It's just so rough for Cole Kmet. How does he get on top of that? Like he's got Gerald Everett, who's been a quality NFL tight end in the past too. So he's getting competition from that. He's what 4th or 5th out there on the ops end. So like it's just it's real tough for Kmet.
3 solid receivers: Gerald Everett, DeAndre Swift. Like he's got
to be awesome.
5th in the pass catching hierarchy.
Yeah, like he needs to drop well and like redraft in dynasty rankings. Like he should not be top 20 in any of it.
I'm way out on him, which is sad because I had him last year as a top 5 dynasty tight end because I really liked him, but there's just too many mouths there and he's not good enough, or he hasn't been good enough. Back-to-back picks here where he almost times out.
Yeah, with those type of tight ends like him and Dalton Schultz, like there's risks because they're not viewed as truly elite tight ends. So the teams will bring in guys that they're not worried about the tight end. This is also the thing with Jake Ferguson in Dynasty, why he's terrifies the crap out of me. Because next year they could bring someone in really good, and that just nukes Ferguson's value. So with those type of tight ends in Dynasty, you just have to be very careful. Like it's a short-term window for those guys.
Yes, I'm trying to center us here so we can actually appear on screen, but not. It's always like a musical chairs act in a sleeper board here because every time I shift it, the cameras block a little bit more, and then every time I bring the board up or the cue up, it blocks the board. So it's always musical chairs, trying to show you as much of the board as we can while not being completely off the screen. We could just have the sleeper board on and not have our faces on and just be voices inside your head, but
it's like who's talking? Yeah, it gets really interesting here. Palmer's a good pick. I like that. I was contemplating him. I might actually go a different position here. We'll see.
I know exactly what you should do here because I'm the only one who's done it. And I think
I'm
there's
not doing it. I'm not doing it yet. I will do it
you
soon.
should
But I'm
take
not doing it.
Brandon Aubrey is what you should do. Otherwise, if it gets back to me, can I flex a kicker? No, this is safe. Damn it. Damn it.
That would be incredible. You're like, Scott Fish, I figured out the answer.
What
I'm
league was I
honestly
in earlier?
contemplating.
Oh, okay. So the FFCC, the Fantasy Football Challenge Cup with Murph and 5-yard rush. You have 2 kickers. You start 2 kickers. There's one guy through 9 rounds has drafted 5 kickers. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, he took my pick. I was going to take Herbert there. Interesting.
He auto picked your pick, didn't he?
I know he auto picked it. Which is interesting. I'm probably going to shift. I don't want to go tight end here. I don't want
kicker.
I don't want to go kicker yet. I'm going to wait.
It's a nice stack with Jake Ferguson.
Oh yeah, it'll be great. Now I'm gonna look at like probably do another running back or wide receiver here and lock those guys up one more. I'm just deciding on I'm looking at Rashid Shaheed or Josh Downs, or going for these running backs like not those running backs, ones lower like Marshawn Lloyd or doing one of those. I don't actually mind him. I'm gonna take probably my last wide receiver here. I'm doing it. I'm taking your favorite player on your favorite team, Rashid Shaheed. Let's go, baby. And then that'll end my wide receivers. I'm not drafting another wide receiver the rest of the day.
I don't know. It's getting ugly. Brandon Aubrey. See, I told you should take a fucking Brandon
Aubrey.
About it.
I'm just hoping one of the other guys falls to me, so I could. We're just gonna wait a little bit.
One of the other guys. There's like 2 other guys. There's McPherson, Butker, and Moody. After kicker 5, I don't care. They're all shit.
Yeah, I don't mind really diving into the Houston offense and going with Mr. Kaimi Fairbairn. I don't think anybody's gonna take his ass, but I like Bass. I think he's good, but I agree. Like the top guys are there.
If you're digging
kicker run, folks, it's a kicker run.
If you're enjoying the kicker run and some DST talk, tune in Tuesday night. I believe we're doing it Tuesday night at 9 p.m. I have the Fantasy Fringe. That will be the debut of the new show. SC is going to join me as my guest, where we talk only the fringe positions. Me and SC are going to start, and I don't know if Jeremy or Jesse are joining, but we're going to talk our top 12 ranking for kicker, DST, and then the 3 IDP positions of linebacker, DB, and DL. So if you're interested in the fringe positions, tune in Tuesday night to my new show, The Fantasy Fringe. Easy, cheap plug there, since you didn't take Aubrey. You know what? I'm going to take back-to-back kickers here just so you don't get a top 5 kicker and I can taunt you. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Oh, look at this board. It's all fucking quarterbacks. It's all quarterbacks now.
I know. That's why I was gonna take Herbert.
No,
Nick's ain't bad, man. Nick's Downs, do it. Do it.
No, my fucking God.
If you want one of those wide receivers, you better go one of those early wide receivers. Forget. Oh, I know Franklin, his boy.
There we go. There was also someone I have in mind here, but I am going to be selecting this receiver in hopes that, if nothing changes, he'll probably be useless. But based on his draft capital, if one of the players ahead of him manages to get traded, I think, I like Quentin Jones. I think Ricky Pearsall could be a solid value. Should Ayuk get traded? Ooh, pup. Let me check that out. Expected.
Yeah, he's like hurt his hamstring or something. I don't know.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't anything long term, so we're good. It's ugly. It's funny because I don't think there's too many running backs left in this range. Like I'll go through and I'll bookmark it now because we have what round are we in? I'm too high up. 13. So I don't care at this point if people steal my picks, but so I'm gonna highlight ones that I think are still worthwhile. Vidal.
Yep, that's the guy I'm thinking of.
Madison, because I don't believe in Zamir White. Like this is ugly. Roshan, maybe. JK die I know you're saying you're gonna punt wide receiver, but I don't like Tyrone. There we go. There's the value right there. There aren't many running backs left that I want. Those are the 5. There's a handful of receivers. I know you can see this, but Roman Wilson, Corley. I don't mind Mitchell. At this point, I think I'm just loading up on rookies and hoping I hit the fucking right one.
That's always the bet to make. They have more upside. I don't even know. The problem is the Lions don't fucking kick. Like they go on 4th down all the time. So does it even matter who their kicker is? Like I don't
know. Their kicker he's out for the season. Don't take Badgley if that's who you're looking at.
No, he's asking who it is. Like I have no idea who it is. I do remember.
Roshan Johnson. Yeah, because you watch too many player profiler shows like I was on. That's a fucking player profiler pick there. Don't you tell me Roshan Johnson. I was on those shows. I was there for that bust. But just a sec. I'm gonna have to look that up. I had it they're trying out a bunch of kickers right now, but there isn't necessarily one specific kicker for the Lions right now.
I don't even know.
It was actually. Who the fuck was the backup? The backup was, or the guy that you took Fidale. It was. Where is it? Just a sec. Who the fuck was it? Not Cardi. Bates. Jake Bates. It's Jake Bates.
Oh, it's the guy that was the UFL guy that has a boot. Is it that guy?
I think so. I don't remember. He's not. I don't think he's played in an NFL game. He hasn't. So
I think he's the guy that can kick it from like 65, no problem. Like he has a fucking.
Well, that's the guy who's currently looks to be the number one kicker. I don't know how long that'll stay, but
we got some defenses going here. We got Ravens, the Jets, solid picks. I like it.
Because once again, defense is a little deeper than kicker. I think there's 5 or 6 kickers worth having. There's probably 10 or 12 defenses. So defense I normally wait on, but
defense is such variance, man. Like year to year, just so much variance.
Well, but they're pretty easy to project which ones are going to be good once we've seen kind of the rosters. I don't want them in Dynasty where I'm relying on them to be good every fucking year. But
you just need the boost and the turnovers and the sacks. Like that's what you really need out of those defenses to get the truly elite stuff. It's really hard to project that because pressure rates and all that fun stuff. But you get a good idea for the most part. There goes Moody.
Hey, what's the last round I recapped was 11. So round 12 was Jacoby Myers, Trevor Lawrence, Luke Musgrave, Joshua Palmer, Justin Herbert. So some good QB value here, which is why I wish I had punted, but I'm stupid. Rashid Shaheed, Brandon Aubrey, because Jesse doesn't listen. Then Harrison Butker, because Jesse doesn't listen. Kirk Cousins, Ty Chandler, Troy Franklin, and Dontavian Wicks. And we start the 13th round with Quentin Johnson, Ricky Pearsall, Evan McPherson, because Jesse doesn't listen, Cade Otton, Marshawn Lloyd, the Baltimore Ravens. He steals Kamani Vidal right out of my queue, you sneaky pirate bastard. He plundered me booty. Rico Dowdle, the New York Jets, J.K. Dobbins. Bet you didn't see that coming on the show today. Jake Moody, because Jesse doesn't listen. The 49ers. And then Kai Fairbairn, who you were waiting on, but Jesse didn't listen.
You son of a... You come on. You got Tua. Get the fucking Dolphins kicker. What are we doing here, folks? What are we doing? Boo. Well,
there's still a few more. There's let me look at the kickers.
This range of kickers, I don't mind them.
Koo, Dicker, Sanders, Elliott, Hopkins. So I don't like Zerline, but out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, I take 5 out of the top 6 out of the top 7 even. Really, anyone on this board right here? What's this? 10 out of these guys are all the same value. I don't like Zerline at all, but you might as well wait and just take whoever with your last pick because all the remaining 10 kickers are all similar mediocre value.
Well, I have to take a kicker in defense, so these are going to be my last 2 picks. So
you might as well go defense now because defense will fall off faster than kicker.
Yeah.
Especially because this side of the board already has their kickers mostly.
Yep. Makes sense.
And really, and that side of the board has all the defense, so.
Let's see. Who are the defenses available? Let's go. Oh, yeah. This is solid defense.
Defense, right, Chiefs, Dolphins. I like Chiefs and Dolphins.
I like the Texans as a sleeper defense this year. I think, with the moves they made, they'll be good too. But, yeah, it's really hard to pass either one of those defenses up top.
Some of these are scary. Bills, Eagles scare the shit out of me. My choice would be Chiefs. Chiefs, Dolphins. Yeah. Chiefs, Dolphins would be my choice.
I'm just taking the Chiefs. I'm not going to do the risky thing with the Texans. I don't want to keep stacking that, so I'll go Chiefs there.
Dolphins scare me because there's too many high-flying offenses on their schedule. Chiefs, their division kind of sucks. But then it goes Texans. So did I do the 13th round? I don't think so, right? I did. Yes, I did. I said
because I wasn't listening.
12. Now who do I want here? I'm basically just mining for rookies now at this point, as you've seen. Yep. I did this in Scott Fishbowl. My last 8 picks were rookie running backs or rookie receivers or rookie tight ends. It was from round 12 to 22, it was rookie. I'm like, fuck it. I don't care. 10 picks. If I hit with 2 of them, bonus.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, there's, the guy I've been talking about, the rookie wide receiver for the Patriots.
Did this guy come back and then he auto picked and was out for a while, right? What do you do?
He might have come
back and now he's AFK again?
I like it. Come on back, baby.
Sorry. Look at the DST run. And you You got probably the last one I have in tier 1 here, so good job, Jesse listened. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, yeah, they were probably my 6. I have them over the Steelers, so.
I don't understand the Seahawks pick there. That one surprises the hell out of me because I get it, like McDonald's coming over and all that fun stuff, but man, it's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be a learning curve for that year.
Maybe he thought he was going to snipe you from a homer pick, but you weren't.
Maybe. I'm glad he did that because like then I would have been like, all right, I guess I'm taking the Texans. But yeah, and the Eagles defense scares me too. Like that one terrified. There goes Elliott.
The Bills though, too much turnover, too many injuries.
Yeah, the Eagles.
So you're going to go kicker, whoever falls to you here. Lions defense could be good. They had a great draft. They're terrifying, but so I have 2 picks here, and it's going to be
Jim Polk.
No,
or you could go Tyrone Tracy.
It's Tyrone Tracy for sure.
If I had another roster spot, I would do that Polk. But they'll have enough roster spots.
Well, there is a waiver wire, so you can draft him and then just drop some. Okay, 14th round. Kai Fairbairn, then we go DST crazy. Steelers, Browns, Jason Sanders, Seahawks, Chiefs, Texans, Eagles, Jake Elliott, Lions, Tyrone Tracy, and Cam Dicker. So I'm the only one who made a non-DST kicker pick in that round because I drafted mine 4 rounds ago. So fuck all of you.
Everybody? Yeah, for real.
Fuck you guys. That's why. Because fuck them. Fuck those flex.
Like I'm done with y'all. Done with y'all.
I don't know who's going to fall to me. I have a list of 5 or 6 players. Dolphins defense. So
take Polk. Do it. Take Polk.
Polk. I don't even think Polk is my number 1 on that team. Baker. I would have taken Baker over him.
There you go.
Oh, I am going to pick with my heart on this one and go Roshan.
Oh, Roshan.
I'm gonna will Roshan into a fucking thing here. I had a home dynasty where I left it because I just didn't have much time, and literally I lost in the finals last year by 3 points. And I gave the team to another coworker, and the first thing I told him is that team is stacked. You should win easy this year. So help me God, if you cut Roshan Johnson before he blows up, I'll fucking hunt you.
Oh, that's too funny, man. Too funny. Like, don't you dare do it.
I'm glad this draft's almost done because I heard my kid go outside and I haven't heard a word since. And quiet children's not normally a good thing. So
for sure.
Okay, so we've got Dolphins, Roshan, Demario Douglas. See, I would have taken Douglas and Baker over Polk. So I guess you're going to take Polk. Oh, no, you can't.
I can't. I would if I could, but I can't switch him.
Then we go Bucks. We've still got 5 or 6 picks left here. So this is going to be interesting. Like I said, this is one where you better hope you start firing on all cylinders. This is why, like, my starting team or my starting lineup, I don't like to be heavy with risky picks. I like to have some solid players early because, like, I think there's a little more risk here than I would like because if these guys don't start firing all cylinders, like I'm looking at my team, I don't particularly like my team. If they don't start firing on all cylinders here, I could be 0-4. And I'll tell you, like, so 0-4 means I'm without McCaffrey, a receiver, Kittle, and Lamar Jackson probably. And at that point, I'm fucked. So.
You're like, where are the kickers, man? These projections make no sense. Get out of here. I do not like any of these kickers. They're talking about Josh Carty, Will Richard, Cam Little. Give me a kicker that's doing something here. What's up with these rankings?
Let me see.
All right, I need to restart.
The kicker to take here is D-Hop or Jason Myers, I think.
Are they even available?
We did this the other day in our show where even if you sort them by projections, their fucking projections for kickers are awful because, well, they're not awful. All they do is they've projected extra points made. They don't project field goal yards yet.
All right, I just took Polk. I'll drop somebody later. Oh, I know why. I had rookies only selected, so that's why I couldn't pick anybody. I was like, dude, where are the kickers? They're not showing up. That makes sense. So I'll figure it out. I'll pick up a kicker later because that was a disaster.
Nothing that said you had to. This isn't a mock. This is a real draft. You do what you want to do, man.
Yeah. I'm going to go pick up a kicker. Hey. I'll pick up a kicker.
So we went Dolphins, DST, Roshan, Demario Douglas, Bucks, DST, Stafford, Antonio Gibson, his guy Polk, finally, Younghoe Koo, Taysom Hill. We knew he would find his way into this fucking league.
Yep.
3 picks left on the clock, and all 3 of them look like they're on. I think this is a well-executed draft, with the exception of one guy who was autoed on and off a couple of times. Looks like everyone was present and accounted for.
Heck yeah.
So we've got maybe 2-3 minutes left in the show before we wrap this up. Any thoughts here on the strategy you mean to employ? I know you're going to have to probably drop someone come week 1 with a kicker. You probably don't have to do it now. Add a kicker later.
No.
Jason Myers is added.
I can't talk. Kamani Vidal situation, the Rashid Shaheed, all these running backs. Figure out who gets work, who doesn't. Like if I need to cut Vidal, I can cut him, or I can cut Polk if he doesn't plan out. So I'll cut one of those guys going in the kicker situation. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun draft. A lot of these guys had certain strategies they went with, certain ones and other ones. Like people hammered wide receiver late. Some people like myself did running back late. You just kind of figured out a win. It's interesting with a couple of these teams taking the quarterbacks, like Stafford in the last round. Like that's just free money like that. And the defense, yeah, fun overall draft. Like this is going to be interesting.
I'm going to have an FFU shirt printed up for the expo, and on the back it says early kicker, early DST.
People are going to be like, what the fuck?
Mike Williams, don't love that pick. He's on the pup list, isn't he? And it sounds like he might be retiring on the pup list. And we close it out with Baker Mayfield, who is a solid pick here with 2 as your starting quarterback. So
I like that.
I don't mind it. We don't have all that much time left here. So any thoughts? Or do you want to just call it a day?
I think we could probably just wrap it up.
All right. Well, that was 15 rounds, an hour and 10 minutes later of the FFU Pirate League. Check back. When's the next one? We're doing one more. We've got like 9 of these leagues I'm running every week.
Yeah, there's a lot of
formats. I'm just trying to load it up quickly on the YouTube channel. I want to see. I feel like, excuse me, I feel like I have one scheduled for Tuesday night. Tuesday night would be our Vampire League. Then on Saturday next week, I'm doing a Frankenstank League mock draft. And on the following Sunday, it'll be a Gauntlet League. The Gauntlet League, message me if you're interested, still has room. Anybody in the stream. Not to mention, I'm going to post a series of other leagues we're doing for the FFU for one of our series. Some will be just simple redraft. I think the Dynasty one is already done. But they're all basically different formats. You know, we've got a pirate, a gauntlet, a vampire, a guillotine league, shit like that, where we're just trying to have some fun with it. Thank you for joining us all, Vince, Aaron, Jamie, Ryan, everybody else that I may have missed. Thank you for tuning in once again to the Fantasy Football Universe. We will see you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.